Hello students, now let us revise our chapter of civics, that is, what is democracy, why democracy. Now what's the meaning of democracy? A simple definition is there. Democracy is a form of government in which the rulers are elected by the people. Now in a democratic government, the people's views influence the laws and decisions made by the government. Now let us discuss some features of democracy. The rulers are elected by the people. Free and competitive elections are held on regular basis after every 5 years. Each adult, irrespective of religion, education, caste, color, wealth, have one vote, one value. The elected rulers take decisions within limits set by the constitutional law and citizens' right. A proper rule of law is there. The rights of the citizen must be protected through constitution, and there must be an independent judiciary. Now major decisions by elected leaders. Now let us take the example of Pakistan. In Pakistan, General Pervez Musharraf led a military coup in October 1999 and overthrew democratically elected government and became president of the country. Now in 2002, he held a referendum in the country which was based on malpractices and fraud, granted him a 5-year extension. Now after the passing of law, legal framework order, which gave the president power to dismiss the national and provincial assemblies, elections were held to the national and provincial assemblies. Now in this case, Pakistan has had elections. Elected representatives have some powers, but the final power rests with military officers and General Musharraf himself. So this should not be called a democracy. So here we conclude one point. In a democracy, the final decision-making power must rest with those elected by the people. Now let us differentiate between a democratic government and a non-democratic government. Democratic government is a government that follows the political system of democracy, whereas non-democratic government is a government that does not follow the democracy. The power lies with the people under the democratic government. The power lies with the government under non-democratic government. People choose what is right for them. That is under democratic government. Government makes decisions for the people. Now all people have equal rights regardless of their status and positions under democratic government. And all people are not treated equally under non-democratic government. Leaders or representatives are elected by the people under the democratic government, whereas in non-democratic government, people cannot select or change the leaders. Free and fair elections are essential for a democracy so that everyone should get equal rights. Every vote counts one, and the minority group should not be marginalized. One example here we take of China first. Elections are regularly held after every 5 years for electing the country's parliament called National People's Congress. We are talking about China. And before contesting the elections, a candidate needs approval of the Chinese Communist Party. The single party rule is there in China, that is of the Chinese Communist Party. Now let's take another example of Mexico. Mexico holds elections after every 6 years to elect its president. But until 2000, every election was won by a party called the PRI, that is Institutional Revolutionary Party. Opposition parties did contest the elections but never managed to win, as PRI was known to use many dirty tricks to win the elections. Both the cases should not be called a democracy, whether we are talking about China or whether we are talking about Mexico. Why? A democracy must be based on a free and fair election where those currently in power have a fair chance of losing. Now, what do you mean by electoral democracy? It's basically a system of government at the level of nation state. Means for the people with equal political rights to choose their political leaders and to replace their leaders in regular, meaningful, free and fair manner. Now, sufficient freedom for election is there, and the election should be meaningful, free and fair. There are many instances of denial of equal right to vote. Now let us take few examples of the nations. First of all, of Saudi Arabia. In Saudi Arabia, women do not have the right to vote. Estonia has made its citizenship rules in such a way that people belonging to Russian minority find it difficult to get the right to vote. In Fiji, the electoral system is such that the vote of an indigenous Fiji has more value than that of an Indian Fijian. Now, in a democracy, each adult citizen must have one vote and each vote must have one value. That's what we have to conclude under this point. Respect for right and the rule of law. Now let us take the example of Zimbabwe here. Since independence, Zimbabwe ruled by ZANU-PF. The full form is Zimbabwe African National Union, PF, that is Patriotic Front. And it was basically a political organization which has been the ruling party of Zimbabwe since independence in 1980. Its leader, Robert Mugabe, has been ruling the country. He is popular but also uses unfair practices in elections. Now, elections have been held regularly and always won by the ZANU-PF. Opposition party workers are harassed and their meeting disrupted. Public protests and demonstration against the government are declared illegal. Television and radio, these are controlled by the government and give only the ruling party's version. Independent newspapers are there, but the government harasses those journalists who go against it. The government has ignored some court judgments that went against it and has pressurized the judges. Now in this case, government is not democratic as there is no citizens' basic right, no political opposition and no judiciary. So a democratic government rule within limits set by constitutional law and citizen rights. Here we have to conclude this point. Now let us study once again about the arguments against democracy. First of all, leaders keep changing in a democracy. This leads to instability. And democracy is all about political competition and power play. There is no scope for morality. So many people have to be consulted in a democracy that it leads to delays. Elected leaders do not know the best interest of the people. It leads to bad decisions. Democracy leads to corruption as well, for it is based on electoral competition. Ordinary people don't know what is good for them and what is bad, so they should not decide anything. Now let us discuss about the arguments for democracy. Means in favor of democracy. First of all, it improves the quality of decision making. Secondly, it is accountable. Accountable means answerable, reapproachable form of government. They have equal dignity and every vote has equal value. They can criticize, protest, strike and correct the mistakes. That is, we are talking about if the people are following a proper set of rules under the democratic government. All religion, caste, languages, color, etc. are equal. Thank you so much, students, for watching this PPT. I hope so now you people are aware of basic terms that is already used in this chapter. You should know how meaningful the democracy is